Pointers. So this is a new concept. This is not there in Java, right? So does anyone know pointers? Wow, this class is brilliant. So this is going to be a little, it's not going to be that easy, or it's not too hard, but you need to spend some amount of time to get the hold of this. So I would suggest that you follow it carefully, and I would try to go slow so that you understand, because for beginners it's going to be hard to grasp the concept of pointers. Okay, so what is a pointer? So a pointer is a variable that is going to store the address of another variable, right? So okay, the address. So you know what address means in C now, right? So we saw a couple of examples, both on the paper and on the code. So, okay. Let's say we have int num, which is initialized to be 5. So this is going to be 5, right? So now I'm going to try to declare a pointer. So how you do that in C is you have the star asterisk symbol. So this basically denotes that P is a pointer, an integer pointer. Okay? And I'm going to say that, this is P. And let me say that the address of this particular variable num is 1000. Okay? So I want P to hold the address of num, because P is a pointer, right? So I'll say P holds the address of num. So what this essentially means is that P is pointing to num, right? That's what it means. It holds the address of num, so it's pointing to num. So that's how it gets the name pointer, right? So let's say the address of P is somewhere in somewhere 2000. Okay, so what can I say about P here that will make the compiler understand that it's holding the address of num? I just say address of num. Okay, so in pointers, you will use the star operator, which is called indirection operator, the asterisk, and then you use the ampersand, which is called as the address of operator. So it's called an indirection operator or a dereferencing operator. We'll come to the second part in a bit. So if I'm going to print num, right, what would that print? 5, okay. So it would say it's 5, okay. What if I print P? What would it give me? So if I'm going to say P, it's going to say, does it sound all right? It holds the address, right? 8? Oh, right. So if you do %p, it's going to print the address. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is what value it contains. Not, I shouldn't have used the word print. I'm saying what value does it contain? It contains this, right? Okay. So what if I give what does this? What is this? Like, what's the value of this? What's address of num? It's, so do you see how these two are similar? And then what do you think this would be? So this is the same indirection or the dereferencing operator. So we call it the dereferencing because we use it to get the value of where it's pointing to, right? The variable where it's pointing to. So this actually means you're trying to get the value of this particular, whatever it's stored. So this is actually an address, and what is the content of this address? It's 5. So sometimes star is also called value at. So I would say, what is the value at p? What is the value at 1000, which is p? The value at 1000 is 5. So basically, star is an operator to find what value is stored at that particular pointer, wherever it's pointing to, what is stored there. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? So you basically have to know these two operators. If you're good with that, you should have a good head start. OK, so let's say p is equal to address of c. Let's say c is another variable, and I'm trying to apply the star operator or the indirection operator on both sides. So I would say star p is equal to star address c, right? So this basically would cancel out, and then this is same as c. So that's why I say star p is actually c. So star, in our example, star p was actually 5, which is num, right? So star, I should say indirection operator and the address of operator cancel out each other, because you're saying the value at address is essentially what the variable is, right? OK, let's see an example. Is this zooming OK at the back? OK. OK. So we have two variables a and b, which has 1000 and 2000 value. And we have a pointer, pa. So the naming pa is because I say p stands for pointer. So pointer to a is address of a. And then you have another pointer, pb, which is pointing to b. So you can either have an equal to address of a on the same line, or you could have it on the next line. So that's totally fine. So now let's try to print the values of a and b, which is 1000 and 2000 respectively. So the straightforward way is to just say a and just say b. But as we saw now, we can also retrieve that value by using the indirection operator, or the dereferencing operator, right? So you say star pa. So that would basically get the value that is stored in that particular address that p holds, right? So p holds the address of a, which is OK, we don't know from this, but it holds the address of a. So you're trying to figure out what is the value at the address of a, which is a itself, which is 1000, right? So both of these should print the same value. Does everyone understand that? OK. Similarly, when you say pa, it's nothing but pointing to a, so it would have the address of a, which is what you're printing again, side by side. So these two should be the same, and these two should be the same. Let's try that. So you have a and star pa as 1000 and b and star pv as 2000. And you can see that the address for address of a and pa is the same, and address of b and pb is the same. Any questions so far? It's very important that you understand this, because we'll be building on top of this. I mean, without mentioning PA holds something? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, if you don't use the estimates,
Oh, then it's not a pointer. Int PA is basically another integer, right?
yeah, what does it store in there, though? Does it just store that value without pointing to the address?
So you're asking me if you do int PA is equal to address of A, what would happen? Okay, we can try that. Okay, so is this what you meant? Because you're trying to give an address to an integer, the type doesn't match, so you can do that without a cast. So cast is like casting the integer using int star or casting, type casting. Did you have a question? Okay.